So first days in Mexico City. The place is spectacular, as you will see. We just took an Uber. This is Chapultepec Park. We're at the far eastern end. And the park is simply massive. It just goes and goes and goes. For people who have never been to Mexico City, it's shocking how green it is. And Chapultepec Park is bigger than Grant Park in Chicago and Central Park in New York combined, which means it's pretty big. They even have a canal running through the park. You can take a boat, and I haven't done it yet, so we'll throw that in a video here at some point. But it is interesting. So we just passed through Roma Norte, Condesa, and Polanco are probably the three swankiest areas to live. The city is first class. Huge walking area with restaurants and big broadways and paseos and like prados that you can just walk and stop and eat. Fabulous food. It's a foodie's delight here, to be sure. And the taxi driver that just took us here, got to talking to him. He said, working 3 jobs, drives a car on a weekend, or today's a holiday, has an import business, and does something else. I can't remember what. So he gets it, you know. When I was growing up, everybody goofed on Mexicans working in the U.S. because the whole standard joke was how lazy they were. But of course, none of that is true today. We don't want to deport all the Mexicans because they're some of the hardest working people. And Mexico is benefiting from the nearshoring of all these factories that are coming back from Asia. So the offshoring globalization move that has gone into reverse is benefiting no country more than Mexico. So that's interesting. Not necessarily here in the city, although I'm sure that is part of it, but big factories have moved to Monterrey, Guadalajara. There's like a whole miniature Silicon Valley popping up in Mexico, which I think is going to catch a lot of people by surprise. But they're really high-end areas of Mexico now that are nice enough that people sell, you know, all kinds of real estate to, usually to like U.S. type expats looking for a place outside their home country. And if you think offshore structures like where to bank, how to invest in foreign real estate, and where to set up your foreign trust are difficult or complicated, they're not. That's not the hard part of creating an international lifestyle. The hardest part is the decision to go. That's why I wrote Secrets of the Expat Adventure, to share with you a deeply personal view of what happens when you decide to cast off the chains of a normal life full of predictable outcomes. I don't want to spoil the ending for you, but you quickly discover yourself living your best life, the life you were meant to live, instead of the one you're stuck with. Across 156 pages, I'll share the incredible adventure I've enjoyed because of my decision to leave my old life behind and create an international lifestyle. I lay out for you the consequences of remaining in a life or location where everything is familiar, contrasting that with the almost magical growth and gain that is possible once you decide to take the path of adventure. There's something deeply mysterious about choosing an adventurous life. Once you commit, helpers appear, and events seem to unfold in an almost magically choreographed manner. You find yourself learning, living, and loving your life in a way that you thought you'd lost forever. There is no financial gain that compares with the recovery of the best parts of yourself. Fortunately, the decision to internationalize is also a great way to get wealthy. I give you real examples of how much easier it was for me to find and profit from the real estate and other investment opportunities I came across simply by choosing to play on the very uneven playing field of developing markets. If you're worried about what's happening in your home country and you're on the fence about whether or not you should create your own plan B, Secrets of the Expat Adventure will give you clarity and inspiration to choose your own path of freedom and adventure. I promise you'll never look at your life the same way again once you discover what an international lifestyle can do for you, your family, and your wealth. To get your copy, click the link below this video. Business is booming. So all that's interesting. We passed through Roma Norte, and sure enough, as you can see in the photos, the anti-gringo sentiment is real. So we talk Spanish while we're here to the greatest extent possible. I don't think you want to be running around being seen as part of the cadre of, usually the word is grosero, the gringos groseros, who refuse to speak Spanish, they refuse to learn it, and they're assholes and generally impolite and demanding and a problem wherever they go. We've already passed a few of them, you know, aging 40-plus-year-old white women from the US, sort of very conspicuously standing out and speaking English, right, wherever they go. So It's I figured that out many, many years ago, that if you're going to live in Latin America, by God, learn the language. It just makes your experience much better, but also you get received completely differently by the people. It's a very small price to ask, really. Obviously, if people moved into your town in North America and refused to speak the language, you'd be upset. At some point, you'd be annoyed. And so it's not an unreasonable thing. So my son speaks good Spanish. My wife understands Spanish. I always tell people everywhere, like, it's not that hard to learn. So get to it, you know. A couple minutes with a dictionary every day will really do the trick and make a big, big difference when you're traveling in Latin America. You just get treated completely differently the moment you open your mouth and you're not, you know, some dumb English speaker who refuses to learn. So that's it for now. We'll be back. We're going to walk through the park and check out some of the, I'll throw some footage on here of some of the really awesome places that we can sit and eat and just give you a little flavor of Mexico City. More to come.